All right, folks, buckle up because we are diving headfirst into some serious cash talk today.
That's right. We're talking big money, game-changing money in African football.
Okay, so picture this. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, for those in the know, they just dropped a bombshell.
A massive prize money boost for the CAF Champions League.
And we're not talking about a measly little bump. We're talking a whopping 40% increase. I mean, can you believe that?
It's huge, and it's sending ripples through the entire football world.
Absolutely. And right in the thick of it are two South African giants, Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns.
Teams that are no strangers to the CAF Champions League stage.
Right. So today we're going to break down exactly what this cash injection means, not just for these two teams, but for the future of African football as a whole. You ready?
Let's do it.
First things first, for anyone who might be new to this whole thing, what exactly is the CAF Champions League?
Good question. Think of it like the UEFA Champions League, but, for Africa. It pits the best clubs from across the continent against each other.
So the best of the best.
Exactly. And now, with this massive prize increase, the stakes are higher than ever.
Okay, so let's talk numbers. We're talking potentially millions of dollars on the line here.
Billions.
The winner of the CAF Champions League walks away with a cool $4 million.
That's a life-changing amount of money, not just for the players, but for the entire club.
Exactly. But hold on, it gets even wilder. Even if a team doesn't snag that coveted trophy, even if they come in second place,
They still get a hefty sum.
$2 million, my friend, just for being the runner-up.
Now that's what I call a consolation prize.
Right. But seriously, that kind of money can make or break a club. It's the difference between signing a star player or, not.
Absolutely. And it has a ripple effect, investing in better training facilities, youth development programs, the works.
Okay, so let's talk about our South African contenders, starting with Mamelodi Sundowns. They've been on a tear lately.
They have quarterfinals or better for the past 5 years in a row.
Consistency. So even if they, let's say, they have a bit of a stumble this year and don't win the whole thing, they're still looking at a minimum of $1.5 million just for their track record.
Exactly. And that kind of consistent cash flow, that can transform a club.
Talk to me about transformation. What could Sundowns potentially do with that kind of money?
Well, for starters, they could attract and keep top talent. Think about it. Why would a star player want to leave if they're playing for a winning team with deep pockets?
Makes sense.
And it's not just about the players. That money can be poured back into the club's infrastructure, training facilities, youth academies. We could be looking at a future powerhouse in African football.
Now, on the flip side, we've got Orlando Pirates. They've definitely shown flashes of brilliance, but their track record in the Champions League has been, how to put this, a bit less consistent.
A bit more of a roller coaster ride.
Exactly. So for Pirates, this prize money boost represents a massive opportunity, but also a huge pressure cooker.
No doubt. If they make a deep run, we're talking life-changing money for the club.
Right.
But if they get knocked out early, say in the group stage...
Their earnings take a nosedive, right?
Exactly. We're talking a significant drop, down to $800,000. Still a lot of money, but a far cry from those millions.
Talk about a high-stakes game. But here's the thing, folks, and this is where it gets really interesting. CAF's move to boost the prize money. It's not just about making two South African teams very rich.
Not at all. This is about something much, much bigger. It's about changing the landscape of African football.
Explain.
Look, CAF knows that African football has incredible talent, some of the most exciting and passionate players in the world. But they also know that African clubs often struggle to compete financially with the giants of European football.
True.
So what are they doing? They're throwing down the gauntlet, pumping money into the Champions League, and sending a message to the world. African football is here to stay, and we're ready to play on the biggest stage.
I love it. So they're hoping to create a ripple effect.
Precisely. This prize money is just the catalyst. The goal is to attract investment, improve infrastructure, nurture young talent, and ultimately create a more competitive and sustainable football ecosystem in Africa.
So instead of top African players feeling like they have to go to Europe to reach their full potential, maybe, just maybe, they can achieve greatness right here on home soil.
Now, wouldn't that be something?
What would be incredible? But the question is, will it work?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Will this prize money boost be enough to close the gap with European clubs?
And what about the impact on the tournament itself? Will we see more fierce battles in the early stages as teams fight tooth and nail for those bigger payouts?
Or will the traditional powerhouses continue to dominate?
And what about the fans? Will this lead to a surge in interest and support for African club football?
Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. African football is at a crossroads, and the decisions made today will shape the future of the beautiful game on this continent.
And for fans who want to stay up to date on all the latest developments, I highly recommend checking out Afrik Football. They've got in-depth coverage and analysis of everything happening in the world of African football.
Absolutely. They're a fantastic resource.
Well, folks, that's it for our deep dive today. We've covered a lot of ground, from the ins and outs of the CAF Champions League to the potential impact of this game-changing prize money boost. It's an exciting time for African football, and I, for one, can't wait to see what the future holds.
Me neither. It's going to be a thrilling ride.
Until next time, keep exploring.
And